Hey everybody, this video will be probably quite self-explanatory. I'm going to just talk you through which shoe I'm going to be running in for my upcoming marathon, my second marathon. And it's coming up, what is it, Saturday the 10th of August. So a couple of weeks, not many weeks now, which is really exciting. So it's at this point, this many weeks out, where I just start to introduce my new shoe, just to make sure I've got a few kilometers in it. I don't need a huge amount, but just to kind of make sure that it wears in appropriately and that I can get the best out of it on the day. So before I do that, what I'm going to do is just to kind of talk you through the first marathon that I did and which shoe I used for that, and then which shoe I've been using in training, and then which shoe I'll be using for the marathon, just to kind of show you kind of, if you like, the evolution and what my thinking is behind what I'm doing right now. So my first marathon was a Brighton marathon, which was back in April. I don't remember the exact day, but it's back in April. If you haven't seen that video, I did kind of a little something on the day. Until recently, I've not been using my GoPro. I was using my phone, so the video quality is not as good. It's kind of a little bit jerky and all over the place, but it captures kind of hopefully the spirit of the day. And so when I did that race, I used the Brooks Glycerin 16, which is here. So this is Brooks Glycerin 16. Prior to running the marathon, I put probably 500 to 600 kilometers into this shoe. You can see, I mean, it's pretty good shape, to be perfectly honest with you. You can see towards the back here, the heel's taking a little bit of a pounding. That's just kind of the start of the way I run, or way I did run. I think I'm slightly evolving there to become slightly better in terms of my positioning, my posture, and the way that I strike. At least I'm trying to become more efficient. So that was a shoe that I was wearing, and of course, in the lead up to the marathon, I decided to purchase another pair of them. So I went from this edition here to the next edition, which is this one here, which is still very sandy from this weekend's run. And so Strava sent me a little email yesterday and said, hey, time to spend some more money. You have done 650 kilometers in this shoe. In fact, I feel like I've done more than that because, believe it or not everything I do in my life is recorded onto Strava. So it's fair to assume at least another 100 plus kilometers have been done in this shoe. I absolutely love it. It's truly awesome. So Glycerin 16 part 2, and this is the shoe that I'm going to be using for my marathon. And surprise, surprise, we've got Brooks again because I am a Brooks fan. They've served me well up until now, so it makes perfect sense that I would continue with this brand. I did look at a few different options in terms of which basically which model I wanted to go for, and as you'll know, with all these shoe brands, they release the new one, seems like every single month at the moment. Suddenly there's a new this and new that out, and it's hard to keep up, but I like to look for offers, I like to look for deals. I'm not somebody who's in a position to just go and splash the cash on the latest model all the time, so when I see a deal, it's not necessarily at a point where I'm ready to purchase. So Strava obviously sent me this email last night, but I'd already purchased these shoes probably 6 weeks ago. They were on half off the original price. They came in at £55, which is an absolute steal. And yeah, let me reveal to you the shoe. So get rid of that there. What have we got? Surprise, surprise, it is the Brooks Glycerin 16. Awesome new colourway. I just thought, you know what? If it isn't broke, don't fix it. This shoe, for me, feels very, very comfortable, very supportive. As I mentioned before, I'm sure there are lighter models out there, but what I'm not going to do is jeopardise the opportunity to perform in the way I know I can in this particular shoe. I have no doubt that in the future I'll be running something that is not the Brooks Glycerin 16. It may well be a different model, and it may well be a different brand, who knows. But right now I'm very comfortable in the 16, and to me this is a shoe I'm going to go for. So I will get a little bit of wear into these before the marathon, but I found with Brooks, and especially this model here, they're just ready to roll straight out of the box. I've never had an issue. The only time I ever had an issue with Brooks was with the Cascadias, which I mentioned before. I just didn't settle with them at all. The sizing was slightly off. Don't know what that was, but I actually now use them just because of like a day-to-day shoe. So they weren't suitable for running on the trails. Just caused all sorts of havoc on my feet, but that's fine. Brooks are awesome, and I'm going to be running my marathon in the Brooks Glycerin 16 shoe. Let's do this.